You feel invisible. Like nobody sees what you're doing. Nobody acknowledges the work you're putting in. Nobody celebrates the sacrifices you're making. Nobody understands the battles you're fighting alone. You wake up early. You train. You build. You pray. You grind in silence while everyone else is sleeping, partying, living their best life on social media. And you're wondering, when is it my turn? When does my breakthrough come? When do I get seen? Let me tell you something that's going to change your perspective. You're not being ignored. You're being prepared. God isn't withholding your blessing. He's building your capacity to handle it. What you're going through right now, in private, in the dark, in the silence, it's not punishment. It's preparation. And the level of preparation determines the level of promotion. You see, God doesn't promote people who aren't ready. He doesn't give you what you can't handle. He doesn't elevate you before you're equipped. Because a blessing you're not prepared for becomes a curse that destroys you. Look at everyone who got famous overnight. Everyone who got rich quick. Everyone who got promoted before they were ready. Most of them lost it all. But because they skipped the preparation. They got the platform without the character. The opportunity without the discipline. The blessing without the foundation. But that's not going to be you. Because God loves you too much to set you up for failure. He's keeping you hidden until you're ready. He's keeping you in private until your character matches your calling. Think about David. Before he ever faced Goliath in front of thousands, he was alone in the fields killing lions and bears. Nobody saw it. Nobody celebrated it. Nobody even knew about it. But God saw, and God was preparing him for the giant everyone would see. The private victories prepared him for the public battle. The hidden faithfulness qualified him for the visible favor. What he did when nobody was watching determined what he could do when everybody was watching. That's where you are right now. In the fields. Facing your lions and bears. Building strength in secret. Developing faith in the dark. Learning to trust God when there's no audience to impress. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before God used him to deliver a nation. Joseph spent years in prison before he became second in command of Egypt. Paul spent years in Arabia before he wrote half the New Testament. Jesus spent 30 years in obscurity before 3 years of ministry. The pattern is clear: private preparation, then public manifestation, hidden development, then visible deployment, silent growth, then sudden breakthrough. God is not wasting your time. He's investing in your future. Every early morning you wake up when you could sleep in. Every time you choose discipline over comfort. Every moment you stay faithful when nobody's looking. It's all being recorded. It's all being used. It's all preparing you. You think you're just working a job you hate. God says He's teaching you faithfulness. You think you're just going through a dry season. God says He's deepening your roots. You think you're just waiting. God says He's preparing you for what's coming. And what's coming is bigger than what you're asking for. What's coming requires a stronger version of you. A wiser version. A more disciplined version. A version that can handle pressure, rejection, success, failure, criticism, and praise without losing yourself. The reason you're still in private is because the public version of your calling would crush the current version of you. The platform you're praying for requires character you're still building. The relationship you're asking for requires maturity you're still developing. The business you want to start requires wisdom you're still acquiring. So God keeps you hidden. Not to punish you. To protect you. To prepare you. To make sure that when the door opens, you don't just walk through it, you're ready to stay through it. Because here's what most people don't understand. Getting the blessing is easy. Keeping the blessing is hard. Anyone can have a moment. Few can sustain a movement. Anyone can start strong. Few can finish well. That's why God tests you in private first. He watches how you handle small. How you treat people when you have nothing. How you worship when you're going through hell. How you give when you're broke. How you stay faithful when you're forgotten. Because if you can't be faithful with little, you won't be trusted with much. If you can't handle obscurity with grace, you won't handle fame with humility. If you can't steward what you have now, you won't steward what's coming. Right now, in this season of hiddenness, God is answering prayers you haven't even prayed yet. He's closing doors that would have destroyed you. He's opening doors you're not even ready to see. He's removing people who would have held you back. He's positioning people who will push you forward. You just can't see it yet, because you're focused on what's in front of you. But God is orchestrating what's around you. You're focused on today. God is setting up tomorrow. You're thinking about this year. God is thinking about your legacy. So when you feel forgotten, remember this: you're not forgotten. You're being formed. When you feel overlooked, remember, you're not overlooked. You're being prepared. When you feel delayed, remember, you're not delayed. You're being developed. God's timing is perfect. Not early, not late, right on time. And what He's preparing you for in private will blow your mind when it's revealed in public. Maybe He's preparing you to lead. And right now He's teaching you how to follow. Because you can't lead what you never learned to submit to. You can't guide others if you've never been guided yourself. Maybe He's preparing you to build wealth. And right now He's teaching you how to manage lack. Because if you can't budget $100, you'll waste $100,000. If you can't be content with little, you'll never be satisfied with much. Maybe He's preparing you to pastor a church. And right now He's teaching you how to shepherd yourself. Because you can't lead others through storms you've never weathered. You can't counsel people through pain you've never processed. Maybe He's preparing you for marriage. And right now He's teaching you how to love yourself, heal yourself, discipline yourself. Because you can't be a good husband if you're still a broken boy. You can't be a strong partner if you're still an unstable person. Whatever it is, trust the process. Trust the preparation. Trust the privacy. Because what God is doing in you is more important than what He's doing for you. Who you're becoming matters more than what you're getting. The greatest work God does is often the work nobody sees. The internal transformation, the character development, the mind renewal, the heart healing, the faith building, the patience training. That's the work that lasts. That's the foundation that holds. That's the preparation that pays off. You want the anointing? God's giving you the character to carry it. You want the platform? God's giving you the humility to steward it. You want the breakthrough? God's giving you the strength to sustain it. And all of that happens in private. In the early mornings. In the late nights. In the moments when you choose right when nobody would know if you chose wrong. In the decisions that cost you now but pay you later. In the sacrifices that hurt today but honor you tomorrow. Genesis 22 tells the story of Abraham being asked to sacrifice Isaac. God told him to go to Mount Moriah. But here's what most people miss. It was a 3-day journey to get there. 3 days of walking. 3 days of processing. 3 days of wrestling with God's command. God could have asked him to do it immediately. But He didn't. Because the journey to the mountain was part of the preparation. The private struggle. The internal battle. The faith building that happened between the call and the altar. That's where you are. On the journey to your mountain. And every step is preparing you. Every day is developing you. Every struggle is strengthening you. You're not just waiting for your moment. You're being prepared for your moment. And when it comes, you'll be ready. Not because it finally arrived, but because you became who you needed to be while it was on the way. Psalm 105 verse 19 says about Joseph, "Until the time came to fulfill his dreams, the Lord tested his character." Read that again. Until the time came to fulfill his dreams, God tested his character. The dream was already promised, but the timing depended on the character. God will not release what He promised until you become who He intended. He won't give you the future until you're ready to handle it. He won't elevate you publicly until He's established you privately. So stop rushing the process. Stop comparing your timeline to someone else's. Stop thinking you're behind because you haven't arrived yet. You're right where you need to be. Learning what you need to learn. Becoming who you need to become. And when the time is right, not a second before and not a second after, God will bring you out. He'll put you on display. He'll showcase what He's been building in secret. He'll reveal what He's been preparing in private. And everyone who counted you out will be confused. Everyone who forgot about you will be reminded. Everyone who doubted you will be silenced. Not because you proved them wrong, but because God proved Himself faithful. Your job isn't to announce yourself. It's to prepare yourself. Your job isn't to promote yourself. It's to position yourself. Your job isn't to prove yourself. It's to improve yourself. Do the work nobody sees. Build the character nobody celebrates. Develop the discipline nobody acknowledges. Because the private work produces public results. The hidden faithfulness leads to visible favor. The secret sacrifice results in public success. You're being prepared. Right now. In this moment. Every trial is training you. Every test is teaching you. Every delay is developing you. Every setback is setting you up. What looks like God forgetting you is actually God perfecting you. What feels like God ignoring you is actually God refining you. What seems like God withholding from you is actually God preparing you. Because what's coming requires everything you're learning right now. The patience, the perseverance, the faith, the discipline, the character, the humility, the strength, the wisdom. You're not ready yet, but you will be. And when you are, God will release what He's been holding. He'll open what He's been protecting. He'll reveal what He's been preparing. And it will be worth it. Every tear, every struggle, every lonely night, every moment of doubt, every sacrifice, every delay, it will all make sense. Because God is preparing you in private for what's coming in public. And what's coming will require everything you're becoming. Don't despise the process. Embrace it. Don't resent the waiting. Trust it. Don't fight the preparation. Surrender to it. Because on the other side of this private season is a public blessing that will blow your mind. On the other side of this hidden preparation is a visible manifestation that will change your life. God sees you. God knows you. God is with you. And God is preparing you for what's coming. And it's going to be greater than anything you've imagined. Better than anything you've prayed for. Bigger than anything you've dreamed about. So stay faithful in the dark. Stay obedient in the silence. Stay disciplined in the hiddenness. Because your time is coming. And when it does, you'll look back at this season and thank God. Not just for what He gave you, but for what He built in you while you waited. You're being prepared. Trust the process. Your moment is coming.